Okay, how are you doing there, David? Good to have you on board for lessons. Hope you enjoyed your first one there. And here's a little bit about what we talked about. Doing a G chord, if you were to look at your chord sheet, you'll notice the G chord is first on the left there. And then you would switch to a C, like that. That's your 4 chord, because in between those, a G is 1, A minor would be 2, B minor would be 3, C is 4. And then you'd go to a D or a D7. Either way could work within the major key. And then if you're going to do the minor relative minor key, you'll see on that next row over that there's E minor, right? And I recommend these 2 fingers just because if you go down like this, your pointer finger would be available very quickly for that A minor. Now you could do a B minor, but what you'll notice is that if you do the B7 that's in the block there, that takes you back to that E minor very well. It also can work with E major. So plenty of songs have used that. That's been a very popular one over the years. And so that's what you're looking at in terms of the E minor, and then the major would be, and then you could even do a D7. All right, a little more pull maybe. Here's a regular D, and then regular G, and then here's a D7. Just gives one more note that just goes in the direction of that G chord, which is where we want to land, for the end of most sections of songs and or the end of the song. So, all right, then the next thing to talk about was the shapes. We had mentioned, doing like here's a regular D, but then you could also do this one if you switch your fingers around and use more of a C shape, right? Just gives it kind of a different flavor. Here's the regular D, right? So you've got that higher note, then you're taking that higher note away and planting it down here instead, right, like that. So that's a way to use that shape, and then it's movable, right? Here's an E. So that's a really good one to practice. I don't use it a ton because I would say my pinky doesn't cooperate as much, perhaps these days, but when I'm practicing it, I just kind of go back and forth and then try to get it up there in time, which I totally missed right there. There we go. And then I go back, and then slowly, the more you do it, the better it gets there. I'm even getting quicker as we talk here. But it's a difficult one to get, I would think. But it's valuable. It's also valuable to know the A and how, if you do that and you add a finger up here, you're doing the octave, so you can actually move this around as well. There's A, and then this would be B, and then C. And then you kind of know the opposite of that. Instead of going way up high, you can use the 2 octaves below and do a C like that, right? So that's using that A chord shape. And then, the other one that pertains to Freeride a little bit there is doing an F, and we're actually going to kind of end up here. So what we do at first is you hit that open A to 9, 7 to 9, and then you hit I would call it the C shape right there from there. So you're thinking B10, and then D11, and then you've got your finger bar across 9, and then you hit that open, and then you go down to 7, and then you do the same shape, but then lift that, but then keep these nearby because you're going right here with the middle finger now moving up 1 string, right? Which you might also recognize as an A, or if I did an A bar chord, or even an F shape A there. That's also the comparison that I would have. And that's another comparison too, is like if you do the bar chord, that's actually an E shape, right? But at the same time as you're playing it, it's almost like using an F, kind of like that, C to D relationship there in chords. So that's just kind of an important thing to know. So anyways, you get this lick, and what I've had to do is just kind of practice it slowly. And just getting that middle finger to move up. That's been the big challenge, I think, with this one. So here it is again. Yeah, there we go. right, there you go. So I would just break all that down very slowly. And that's been the hard one to hit, you know, trying to get that. Right, and then this one. And I would just say, just do that as slowly as you can, and, you know, rewind and just kind of keep hitting that lick, and I think you will get it. So, all right. Thanks for coming in for lessons.